welcome back to the channel. As today we will be looking at the new McFarlane DC Multiverse Batman Beyond versus Justice Lord Superman. Now, we first saw this at the New York Toy Fair, which really hasn't been that long, and well, it's up for pre-order, I guess, the same day or the next day, and next, it's already here. I mean, actually, I got it maybe a week ago already, so it was even quicker than that. I just haven't had a chance to open it up. And I remember he was being interviewed, I believe it was by Toy Shiz or and someone from the other channel. My apologies if I forgot who it was. When he was first going into, McFarlane was first going into detail over all the figures he had on display, talking about a little bit here and there. In this event, initially this was like just glanced over. They didn't really talk about this. But then as he was being interviewed by more people here and there, we finally got a little bit of it. And, quickly, collectors started zooming in on Lord's Justice Superman, basically because of the repaints and the way that it was done. But I myself, I'm going to hold judgment. I'm going to, obviously, I can tell it is a repaint. And, it basically the Eradicator, tat for tat. So Batman Beyond, I'm excited because I don't have an actual Batman Beyond. I missed out on the red, on the regular with the red. I do have ink, which technically is not really Batman Beyond. He's just, copying, shape-shifting into Batman Beyond. But I'm digging this. I'm digging the Kryptonite suit. We got accessories. We got a display stand. We got it all. So without further ado, I'm going to open this up and I'll be right back. So before I bring the figures back into frame, I'm going to go over the accessories that it brings. And this one in particular brings a nice stand with an image. The image itself, it is of course, Terry McGinnis and Justice Lord Superman. But I hate sometimes when they do this where they give you an image of Batman Beyond, but not the actual image of the figure in the box. But this is the one this is actually the one I'm looking for. I've been trying to get my hands on this one. I kind of missed out at the beginning. Well, initially I passed on it, but then I was like, man, I should have gotten a Terry McGinnis Batman Beyond. But, I finally got one, but not the version I want. But eventually I want this. But again, going back to this unboxing, the figure does not match the image, but that is a nice image nonetheless. And it also in the back has an image of actually what was in the back of the box, of inside of the box where the figures. The problem with the other piece, which is bigger, was that, of course, McFarlane Toys always, they put the plastic and they attach the stands to it. So when you have to take it off, you ended up damaging. But now at least we get the nice little backdrop, which I think this is a pretty cool backdrop. And then, of course, it comes with the holder. And that's actually, I thought this was, let me just put this down somewhere. It actually looks pretty good. It's nice detail. So it gives you like the metal and the, all these gadgets and all broken up and stuff. And it will look, and it looks good next to this backdrop. So that is a nice detail. Again, I don't really display them on this because of the room, but I think this one here is going to look good. And of course, it gives you the little pegs there where you can put the feet. So that's a nice background there. And I'm going to leave that there for the rest of the video because it actually looks pretty good. And of course, the figures now, let's bring them on. Justice and Terry McGinnis there. Nice looking Batman there. Again, all the figures come with the same stands. This one has a few extra hands, a few accessories, not too much. And as always, of course, we got the stand and you got the card. So we're going to go over Justice Lord Superman first. And that's a nice image there of Kal-El there. Alternate universe. I forgot what Earth this is from. But I know he was in the Justice League storyline, one of the episodes, season 3, I think it was, of the Justice League Unlimited episode. And talks a little bit about Superman and how Wonder Woman tried to stop them. She disappeared and he came back looking for the Justice League, which, I mean, you should watch that episode also of Batman Beyond. It's actually pretty cool. And there's a nice image there. So we're going to move that to the side. And then, of course, he comes with another set of hands. I like these hands. You can actually choke. Photography, and you can choke on another figure And again, these are the same hands that they use for multiple Superman, especially with this body. Eradicator, comes to mind, obviously, because this is basically the Eradicator look, the cape, with the same old infected body. But it's a nice looking Superman. It's a different Superman. Nice color, something I do not have myself. So I'm kind of glad for it. Yes, I think they could have done better because everybody was nitpicking the boots. But you know what? It doesn't really matter. From far away, it doesn't really matter. It's mine, so I don't care. It's a nice color. I mean, the face sculpt on it, it's a different face sculpt. I don't have this face sculpt. Actually, I don't know if it actually looks like the Eradicator, which we'll bring up. But I mean, it's a nice head sculpt. It's got the gray, so it's an older version of Superman, and I'm sure this head will work. Like you can swap it out with other styles of the Supermans that we have from McFarlane, and it's gonna look good. Or who never know? I mean, this might be the basis for a Kingdom Come Superman. This will be a nice face. It's got the very cartoon type animated face. I mean, it looks great. They did a great job. The hair, it's got the buzz cut. He's got some shading of his hair over the gray in the back, which you can tell that's intentional, so it wasn't a mistake. Maybe this bottom part, but the rest of it and the fade, it actually looked pretty good. It's got the eyes ready to lace her out. Yeah, it's got the nice chiseled chin there. And of course, I mean, we've seen this many times before. The cape, it is the Eradicator. I first saw it with my Eradicator. But yeah, the painting on it is good. It's really good. I mean, it really looks good. So I know a lot of people, it bothers people, but it's a toy. It's a toy. So, as you can see, should I look at the face? Close enough. But as you can see, the same cape. This one actually curls up a lot more. Maybe it's because this was it's dropped after a while. But it's the same cape, same detail on it. And again, it still looks good. I'm still happy with it. I'm still happy I got it. And again, for the price, 2 figures. I mean, you can't go wrong. You can't go wrong. So let me give me a second while I put this back on my display. Make sure none otherwise fall apart. But yeah, again, it's a nice looking Superman. Again, yes. Yeah, obviously you can tell, but yeah, I mean it's great. It's nice. I like the whole detail. I wish they would have done. See, I'm not a fan of shading too much. But on this figure, a little bit of shading would have worked really good on certain parts. It would have looked great if they would have highlighted a little bit around the sides and stuff. It would have looked awesome, just like the image. I mean, we would have got some of that animated shading on it. It would have been pretty good. But yeah, enough of that. Very simple. We've had this before. I mean, I'm not gonna dwell too much on it. It's a nice looking. The colors are great. I'm glad that the more I look at my Superman shelf, they all these. I mean, it's just so many variations of the blue that McFarlane has put out. Darker blue, lighter blue. This will be my second Superman that I have with a black suit. I do have my third, because I do have the Justice League with the black suit, and I have the Regeneration suit with the Superman also with the same body. And of course, the Vampire Superman, he's got that really dark, the punch. I mean, we have Superman colors all over the place. So this is nice to see. It's nice to have. So I am glad. I wish now that we get an Ultraman with the yellow and what is it, red and whatever. It was a variation of red and yellow or something suit. I saw somewhere, and I'll look it up eventually. But this is great. This is another Superman. I'm happy. It's like Batman's. We got all these variation of Batmans, and for as much as people complain, they still go ahead and get them because it is Batman. If you're a fan of Batman, you're gonna have your hands on the figures. I am, again, one of my first ever superhero movies that I remember seeing was Superman. You know, I'm old enough. I'm an old man, so I remember seeing the Christopher Reeve Superman as a kid when it first came out. You know, and I was a fan of the Batman TV show. So, you know, those are my two favorite characters growing up. But Superman tops the line for me. So this is good for me. I get to add another Superman. I mean, it got to a point where, you know, yeah, the infected body was a little bit too much. But again, I look at it. It doesn't really. I do hope that the classic one is a lot better. But I'm still happy nonetheless because of it is a Superman and being a fan. Now, Batman Beyond, Terry McGinnis. First one I got. So, the trading card, again, gives us the original look instead of the Kryptonite suit from the 2-pack. But, you know, we've seen that before from McFarlane where the source material doesn't match the figure, what they use. So, it has a little bio there on how he became Batman Beyond. You know, obviously he stole the suit from Batman. And so we'll move that to the side also. And he does come with his versions of the Batarang. Kind of looks like a couple of birds rather than bats. These are some weird looking Batarangs. But they're different. So I'm glad for that. Again, we've got all shapes and sizes of the Batarangs. We've got the huge ones that you can't even put in their hands. We got small ones that get lost in the hands. But this one for the figure, they're actually pretty good because, you know, it's a small, using the small body on it. So it's not bad. And he's got 2 sets of hands. I'm a little disappointed that we didn't get some fists with him. But we did get the Batarang, and then we also get the choke hands, what I call, you know, can grab somebody with a hand. But it'll be great if we would have caught some fisted hands with the figure also. Now, again, this is a repaint. I think the only thing that I see different between this and the one that I do have ink posing as Batman Beyond and then the regular Batman Beyond that I missed out is the wings. They actually have that nice bat look to them, which I think are great. And he's got the, you know, the kryptonite glowing from the wings and all over the body. Face sculpt is actually pretty good. This is one that actually shows the face. I know there is a Batman Beyond out there with a face plate, so you can't see his mouth and stuff. But this is a nice looking one. And again, it is a repaint. The lines, everything here is all painted. And then of course, obviously, it was red. But it's nicely done. The lines are pretty straight. They're not sloppy. I mean, at certain areas you can tell they could have done a little bit better. But it's not bad. It's a nice looking figure. And again, the only other figure I have is ink, which technically, you know, it's a female. It's not really Batman Beyond. But, you know, it's shaped like a Batman Beyond. So hopefully eventually I will get my hands on one of the Terry McGinnis figures with the red suit, black and red suit. But it's a nice looking figure. Again, as we've seen this body, this is an older body, so of course, you know, you got the exposed ball joints on the feet, but yeah, it's nice. Again, I'm glad I actually have an actual Terry McGinnis figure, even if it is an alternate suit type figure. And it actually holds up pretty well considering the wings are a little heavier than the figure itself. I just knocked out all my toys here trying to get. Give me a second. I'll be right there. Here it is. All right. Minimal damage. And of course, this is the ink version that I have. And the thing about it here, the thing that I noticed that obviously because it is a repaint, the pegs for the Batman Beyond wings obviously were left on this figure. As you can see right there, those are meant for the wings to, you can plague the wings, and you know, I can actually do it with the ink because the ink has it, and it gives him that nice, like the wings are part of his arms look. And obviously because these wings are a lot different, you know, they're there, so they kind of stick out. That's probably the only thing I don't like about the figure. They could at least shave them down. I'm not gonna mess with it. Obviously, I'm gonna post it not showing, but you know, they would have. It would have been nice if they could have maybe done the same thing with these wings. Figure out a way to do it. See, this is cool because you know it looks like the wings. I mean, you can't really articulate it too much because obviously the arms, yeah, there you go, can only go so far. But that's what that little piece is for. And they kind of just did the new wings on it, and they didn't, you know, they forgot that that's what that the peg is there. Man, I need to, yeah. But yeah, it's still, the ink is still a nice figure. I like the colors on the ink. I just really want to get my hands on the red one. The red version one. But yeah, see, that will be there. But other than that, it's a nice looking. It is the Krypton suit, you know, designed to stop Superman. And they did a great job. So, and then, you know, the wings do look awkward if you have them down. So, man, everything's falling today. So, let me straighten that up really quick. Yeah, leave it there. I'll fix it later. But, so, you know, you might have to always pose it in a flying. And that's another thing. I would have expected that you have two flying figures, at least one flying figure. And they should have done, you know, at least given us one stand and maybe one fly stand would have been great for Lord Justice here. But they decided to go with just regular black stands. But yeah, again, the figure doesn't really have a lot. The details are very simple, but it is a nice 2-pack. And again, I don't really care about the repaint on it. It's all the same to me. I am a collector, a action figure, and at the same time, I do understand it is, they'll try to get the best out of their molds. You know, especially if they have a mold that they have tons of, and you know they can still get some free repaints out of it. It doesn't really bother me. Again, they're going to be on display, and it's going to look good. It's going to look good. I got a new, different, an older face. I'm more happy for the face. I got a different face that I can use for my other Supermans, and it's going to look cool. An older, more mature, senior Superman. And I think that's cool. And again, my first Terry McGinnis figure. So I will take it for now until I can find my original one that I want and complete my Batman Beyond Batman collection now with these two. So, as always, guys, I hope that you guys enjoy the video and that you guys have been able to get your hands on this 2-pack. It's actually not bad. Last time I checked, I think it was still available. It's a nice addition. I mean, if you don't care too much about the repaints and what they did on the boot or whatever, and they are two nice, incredible looking figures. So, I mean, if you're a collector, it shouldn't matter. I mean, if it's a Mayfex or, you know, something expensive and they do something like that, then I get it. For the amount of money that you pay, you expect a lot more. But at the same time, these are, you know, $20 figures. I mean, that's the way I look at it. They're nicely done. The details on it, for the most part, are great. They do a good job. The articulation, I mean, and these, compared to some of the other ones that I've gotten recently, the joints are pretty good. They're not loose like I've been getting bombarded with figures lately from McFarlane like that. So I'm kind of glad that, you know, and the fact that it was released and we quickly got her in our hands. I mean, the turnaround was even faster than anything else. And for the most part, he is. McFarlane usually, I believe that when he releases pre-orders, he already has them in hand. He just makes us wait a little bit. You know, he doesn't make us, at least he doesn't make us wait a whole year for them. And that's what I like about him. I mean, I got this, as always, directly from the store, and Jesus, within I placed the order, within a couple of days it was ready. They shipped it, and we got our hands on it. And like I said, the New York Toy Fair wasn't that far away, so I mean, they really got it out. So they were ready. So they jumped on other competitors by making us wait months and months, even year. I've seen people wait even longer for certain figures, and they pay a lot more money than this. So I'm glad with I'm content with what he does, and he's I've been able to build and amass a great collection on DC Multiverse, which I grew up on DC. I grew up on sort of Marvel later on in my life, but as a kid I had Teen Titans comic books and Justice League comic books, and this was great. This is great that I'm able to they're affordable, and I'm able to build in what 2-3 years now he's been with the DC license, and he's just put out so many figures that it seems like I've been collecting for years with the amount of figures that I've been able to amass from McFarlane in such a short period of time. So it even superseded all my wrestling. And I mean, I had one point, I had a whole bedroom full of wrestling figures, and I think, yes, I did get rid of some, but at the same time, McFarlane has taken over, because they're just so fast, easy, and affordable. So anyway, thank you as always, guys, for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the video. Put your comments below. Tell me what you think about this 2-pack. And as always, continue to support each other. Continue to be a fine figure. And I will see you later.